We as a BA are going to play 4 different roles in different situations. We should be like a team player. Because we are the one who's going to facilitate the process, means we should be available to the team and make sure that they should be confident that yes, for me a BA is there to give the information. Should be like a team player. And at times we should be like a mentor. At times we should be like a coach. What is the difference between mentor and coach? Will I come under coach or mentor for you at this particular point?
Coach.
Mentor
Coach.
can motivate and coach both.
So my role at present is going to be a coach, right?
Yes.
Who can be a mentor then? After you finish your BA training and all, and you're having this skill set with you, you're one of your expert who may be a good friend of you or well-wisher of you. If you say that I have tried this, then he says that, okay, you take up this, okay, go with that company, go with this company. They'll give some sort of a guidance, right? They'll be part of the strategy in order to implement a particular requirement. They are called the mentors. So once you're ready with your everything and if your trained means, then a mentor will guide you how to approach the solution. That means he will be involved in the real time. Okay, so we should be act like a mentor at times, or we are going to act like a coach. When we are going to act like a coach, when their training is going to be given upon a particular product, we act like a coach. And when we are going to act like a mentor, when the project is going on and when it's going to testing phase, there we act like a mentor. And motivator is what? When we are going to act like a motivator? By the same
When the energy levels are low, we boost the energy levels.
Yes, that means we need to bring the collaborative approach, right? To bring like a collaborative approach means all should work for a common team, and we should act like a motivator there. If you are not a motivator, we can't bring the collaborative approach, right? Clear? Take a snapshot of this. Okay.
1 second.
Yeah, please. Fine.
Yeah, Sridhar, just one thing. TR concept. What's the full form like? Right time?
Right message means the issue. At the right time. When to communicate that? In the right condition. That means our communication should be acceptable by the client. So for that, what we need to do? We need to first figure it out what exactly the cause is, why the issue is, and what are the alternatives. You have to find out with all the stakeholders and then approach the client. Clear?
Yeah, got it.
What is the right condition?
Right condition means when to deliver.
Okay.
Okay. Alashi, clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next, there are certain things where we need to be aware of in terms of the project is concerned. That is what I'm going to share you now. Okay. Here, the BA proportion projects. By this time, your mind may be running in such a way that how many team members, how many BAs are going to be there in my team, and how much time is going to be allocated for me in the total life cycle. That means there are standard theoretical parties where every company is going to follow, especially when you're in building. Of the total team size, 12% to 16% of BAs to be there. If the team size is 30, how many BAs is to be there?
4 to 5.
Yes. Okay. It's around 4 to 5. And how much time is going to be allocated for us at the total software development life cycle? Suppose it is 3 months of time. Then we are going to have 15% of the total life cycle. So 15% of 3 months, for example, 90 days is around how much? 15% of 9 days, around 12 to 15 days, right?
12 days.
12 days, right? So that much time we are be allocated for what purpose? To capture the requirements, to document the requirements, and to communicate the requirements. Got it? And the rest are all the thing a part of our work, which is we go along with the team timelines of the team. Got it? Understand? So if the project size is around 90 days, within the 12 days, what is our job to be completed? We have to capture the requirements, we have to document the requirements, and we need to model the requirements. Understand? Okay. And
Sir, can you ask Mr. M to mute? Like some person is in unmuting every time.
okay. Right. And now,
Coach, I
coming.
have a doubt.
Hmm.
For example, out of 30 days, 90 days of total project work, 15%, which is 12 days, will be
12 days.
allocated to the BA. Okay. So, is this 12 days is over a period of 90 days, or it is like initial 12 days given and
No.
we have to
12
finish
days
this
for the
task?
initial stage to capture the requirements. See, if you look at the software development life cycle, what are the first 3 stages? What we are going to do? We capture and we communicate, right? That is going to be at 12 days, and the rest of the days we will be along with the team. It's a part of the development process, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay. Next.
Sridhar, sorry to interrupt in between. I didn't get this 12 to 60% of BAs in total team size. It means like in every IT company, 12% to 60% of the BAs are in every team.
This is the standards defined by the IIBA as per the project is concerned. And if the companies are going on billing, they'll follow this 100%. The reason is that much budget is available, right?
Means like there are 100 people in a team. So 16 people will be business analysts on
will
that
be there.
particular project. Okay.
Yes. See, when you're saying 100 team size means you can imagine what could be the project size, right? The volume of the project will be definitely having around 6 to 7 modules, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So that means each module may be having 2 or 3 BAs, right? Not one person can do all the things, right? Okay. So next, about the sizes, how you are going to measure the sizes of a particular project? Project means not only project, it could be a module, it could be of anything. We are going to measure in the means of a man hours. Any particular project or a module which is less than 500 man hours means total amount required. We call them as the small size projects. And the projects which are between 500 man hours to 1000 man hours, we call as medium size. And anything above 100,000 man hours is going to be a large size. You clear?
500 hours means man hours normal.
Man hours means total effort is required to calculate to finish that work. Say, for example, you take my sessions. I said it requires 6 weeks, right? Sorry, 3 weeks, 3 to the 6 days, night 8 to 11. So total how many? 3 into 6, 18 man hours. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now, and these are all there in your material, right? And what are the different types of projects? There are 2 types of projects in the market.
Can I take a screenshot?
Take the screenshot, yeah.
Screenshot.
Yeah, please. Okay.
Yes.
Now, there are 2 types of projects. One is a fixed bid project, other one is a billing project. Fixed bid project means the project time and budget are fixed. For example, I need a payroll and I request one of my player that I need that payroll to be implemented in my company for in the next 20 days, and I will pay you some 15 lakhs. That means, what is the time? 20 days. What is the budget? 15 lakhs. That means how many team members you are going to put, how you are going to do, it's not a matter. I want to be delivered in 15, 20 days, and I'm going to 15 lakhs. This after finishing this, there's no that project will be over. These are called as fixed bid projects. But billing projects are based on the billing of the resource on an hourly basis. The whole business is on this only. You're going to bill for the number of hours you put it on a particular project. That is going to be billed like that. So almost majority of the projects, majority of the IT companies who are maybe, they try to get to the projects in a billing. Then only they can have a good business. People who are doing this fixed bid project, generally they are startup kind of companies. Because they have to wait for every project. Once they finish the project, they have to get one more project. But a billing project, it is going to be a running project. So how this is going to be measured is on the man hours. Every resource in the particular project will be given some billing rate. Say for example, project manager billing rate is $100 per hour. And a solution architect billing rate is $150 per hour. And for example, take our role, the billing rate may be $70 per hour. So these are the per hour billing rate is going to be defined based on the level of the company. And because the client who is going to pay us the bill, he also look about the which level your company is. Accordingly, the standard billing rate will be there. So something in between and around this particular figures. So once these are defined, then every day, whatever you're going to work, we are going to be charged. So for example, in a month, how many working days are there as per the IT standards are concerned? 5 days a week?
22.
22 days. Right. And per day, the billing hours are
8 hours.
8 hours.
8 hours.
See, 8 to 9 hours means some companies will say that 9 hours includes lunch. Some companies 8 hours plus lunch. That is the variation, right? That means if I BA works for 22 days, all the 8 hours a day, then he is going to be charged in this way. That means the concerned IT company is going to raise the client for the month on the role of a BA as $12,320. That means the company is going to earn that money and they are going to pay as per the understanding with the particular resource. Is the BS going to pay all the $12,320? No, right?
No.
He is going to be have some negotiation before he taking up the role. But the company is going to get this. Now, the next point you understand here is, yes, Satish?
Of course, for example, if BA is directly working at client location, then who will be paying the salary?
Even the BA is working at the client location, then there will be understanding between the client and the project team, the IT team. Accordingly, he will be paid. And the IT team will be getting their own benefits again. You understand? 8.33% will be paid to the IT company. And the amount will be paid to the client. For example, you're placed in the client location, right?
Yeah.
And you will be paying your salary. Upon your salary, 8.33% will be paid to the IT company because he is from you are the resource from his company, right? That is what the understanding. This standard norm as far as Indian companies are concerned.
So client will not pay anything to me directly.
No. Client will not say anything to you. You will, whatever the client is going to pay you, you'll get it to your salary through the company only.
Okay. And that is fixed.
That is fixed. That is a transparent.
And this is for per BA or whole BAs who are?
No, per role.
Okay.
Per role,
so for example, currently I am employed in Hyderabad. Okay. Okay. And if because of XYZ reason, if I am moving to client place, which is like any foreign country, okay, then what is the situation?
Say, for example, you are in India, working in Hyderabad, and your package is 15 lakhs per annum. Assume it.
Okay.
Then you got a chance to move to some other country, and you are going to be going for the particular country as a client location for next 2 years or 3 years. You're deployed.
Correct.
Assume it. That is one option. Another option is you're going for a short term for 3 months and come back.
Correct.
Okay, two options. When you're going for the short term and going to come back, your salary will 15 lakhs will be like that. And whatever you're going to spend the 3 months and all, that extra money will be added to you. If you are moving out completely for next 2 years or 3 years to the client location, then your 15 lakhs in the salary will be converted into the client location salary. You got it?
Okay. And how
So,
it can be?
no, that's what. No, for example, what is
I
it?
missed out. Like just network is missed out. Sridhar, I was missed out after 2 minutes. Like example and onwards. Can you
No.
repeat that?
One second. See, with whom I'm talking this discussion? Prabhakar, right? With whom I'm talking?
Oh, this is Satish.
Satish. See,
Yeah.
now you're moving out from India, your company, to you're going direct to the client location, assume it. And your period of time will be next 2 years. Then what the companies are going to have is your profile will completely switch to the country where you're moving. And you will be paid as per the norms of the particular region. For example, you'll be paid for the next 2 years a minimum 130K per annum in US dollars. And this 15K will be not going to pay you. And you will be paid there. For that point of view, that client company is going to pay the charges, whatever may be the employee point of view, to the IT company. That's a separate part. You understand?
And who will decide this compensation?
Who is going to decide? The company to company. Because you will be taking the client call and the client is going to select you, then only you'll go to the client location.
Okay.
Got it?
The
So for
client,
that,
so in any way, client is not going to pay me anything directly.
no, once you move on to the next 2 years, client will pay directly to you. Same time, client will pay the IT company also, whatever the charges they want to pay. But that is not going to be disclosed to you.
Okay. So client will be charged more in that case.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Okay.
And how much client will pay us, for example, if we are moving there? Who will
No,
decide that one?
the client will decide.
In
See,
agreement with us, or that is fixed decided
first
by client?
there will be agreement between Royal IT company and the client company. And then once you take up the client call, and in that client call, they're going to decide you. They are going to decide how much you're going to pay you. And your company is going to tell that this is what your benefits and what are the salary when you go to US or UK somewhere, right?
Okay, then I can take the call whether I'll be going or I'll not be going.
Yeah, then you have to take a call.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, next point to understand here is you're going to measure this, right? What is the guarantee that?
Sridhar, 1 second. Can you, per month is $100, then solution, I didn't get you the 2 points. If you can explain me that.
This is what per project manager is $100. Per architect maybe $150. Per BA maybe $70 per hour rate. Now I'm talking for, if suppose we are now discussing on a BA role. If your BA is going to charge $70 per hour, then in a month there are 22 days per month working days and 8 hours a day in a per day. Then how much the company is going to charge to the client is $12,320. That is what the meaning of this particular row. Now, next point is how you're going to measure this, how you're going to record this using a timesheets. Using a timesheets. See, if you guys are already in corporate companies, you are going to fill your timesheets either in every hour to hour or in a day wise, or some companies will record in a weekly wise. Weekly wise is not a standard practice, but every day we need to produce the timesheets if you're working in a corporate companies. Okay. So how you're going to record? Because in a particular project, if you are a complete a resource of the particular project, you have to record what you're doing in every hour. Okay, that means you have to fill your track the activity tracker for all the 8 hours. And these timesheets are now going to be finalized by the project manager and will be sent to the billing team for approval for your delivery for your accounts team. They approve it and send it to the IT concerned client team. There, the client will take some number of working days to process this. Generally, they will take minimum 2 days to 4 days maximum 4 days, 2 working days to 4 working days for the process the total thing, and then they will send back the money to the company. Company will share it to your account numbers. See here, one more point we need to understand is how can you validate this is a valid timesheet? Because the project manager is your team, and you and the project manager can have a understanding, and you can come up with a total number of hours. But how the client is going to validate it is a valid timesheet? Any guess?
We need to fill in client's
work progress. He will understand.
Yeah.
He will see the work progress.
Yeah. How? Because before you are going to initiate the project, you will be coming up with the what is the how you are going to progress. You are going to showcase that. If the project is of around 1 year, you are going to show that by the first quarter, this is the status of the project. By second quarter, this will be the status. By third quarter. So accordingly, in the particular month, when you're submitting this particular project, they are going to see your progress. That is through the Gantt charts. What is a Gantt chart means? It is going to measure your project progress. Okay, it'll show you. But for example, by the end of the first quarter, you are saying that you're going to finish your requirements gathering. Is it finished or not? If it is not finished, the project manager will give a valid reason why they are lacking in the project. If he is convinced that he'll release the particular money to the company, otherwise he'll put some penalties. Followed. So timesheets are
Gantt chart. Sorry, what is a Gantt chart?
Timesheets are going to be validated by a Gantt chart. Means before you start the project, you are saying that it's a 1-year project and it has 4 quarters. By the end of the first quarter, you say that you're going to complete the requirements gathering phase. Means you're going to finally finish up all the requirements. Means you're going to get the signing of document from the client. So by the end of the first quarter, you'll see that that project is completely signed off. Means all the documents are signed off. If it is not signed off, means what? It is lacking, right? You followed? It is lacking. That means then the project manager has to give justification why it is lacking. If it is done, it's fine. Like that, every month will be evaluated. And they are going to compare with the timelines, whatever the IT company has given before they're starting the project. That is going to be measured in the means of a Gantt chart. Means how much is delivered, how much yet to be delivered. Clear?
Coach, for example, if you are ahead of project timeline, then
that is no issues. If it is back, if you are lagging only, that there will be issue. If you are heading ahead, means then what? You are performing good, right?
Can you give an example for the same?
See, in a life cycle, there are phases, right? First is a requirement gathering, then documentation, then modeling, then design, then coding, then testing. These are the steps, right? We discussed the beginning. And the project is of around, for example, 10 months. In my initial stage, what I said, that by the end of the first month, I'm going to capture all the requirement. Means stage 1 has to be completed, right? You followed? So I have given this 10 months, what I gave all the 10 stages. Now, after submitting the first month bill, what the client will look into is these guys have completed the requirements gathering or not. According to your billing, if you complete it, yes, it is a valid time. Got my point?
Yes. Yes.
Who raised the question? Did you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Like that, the Gantt chart is going to showcase the Progress, Atif.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Is this Gantt chart will be given at the time of SOW?
Yeah. Once you come up with the planning, then it's going to be defined. This is defined by the project manager.
Okay.
And will be handed out to the client.
Sridhar,
Yeah.
is the Gantt chart similar to SLA?
SLA
Service level agreement?
See, Gantt chart will be part of the SLA.
Gantt chart will be part of it. Okay.
Okay. SLA is not only speaking about the Gantt chart, it's speaking about the complete rules and regulations of the project.
Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Sridhar, you will tell us about how to prepare this Gantt chart and the format that
Yeah, that we'll do it.
It will come in a future class.
Yeah, we are going to work on that, right? We'll make you understand.
The Gantt chart will be with the client and the project manager both.
Project manager, not we. Okay, but still we'll give that awareness. Okay.
Okay.
Next, another point where we need to understand is about the server. People are saying it's a server. What is a server? It's like a notebook, right?
Can you show slide for the screenshot?
Yeah, please. Okay. Now. Okay. Now, this is server. To understand in simple about the server, just for your understanding, it's like a notebook. So whatever we are listening, something else, you guys keep writing, right? Whatever I'm explaining, you guys are noting down the points, right?
Yeah, we are noting down, sir.
Yes.
That is where the storage area. That is what is called the storage area. So here, as per the projects are concerned, the storage area is going to be stored in the servers. Servers, if you compare with the computer inside in your home, it is totally different. The computer where you are going to, or the laptop you are going to have maybe a 300 GB or 5 or 1 TB or 2 TB hard disk. But there it will be in a terabytes like that. So these servers are generally first will be at the client at the IT company location. There we call it as a development servers. Means whatever the project we are working on, first we are going to store it in the area of the IT company. We call that as a development server. So once the development is completed, means from our IT company point of view, then what is that? We go to UAT, right? That means client has to test our product or a project. Then what they will do is our technical guys will move that particular information from development servers to the UAT server. The UAT server is under whom? The client team. Is it with the client? Is under the client area. So the client will be testing the product from his point of view. Once the client gives his signing off, yes, whatever you've done, it is as per my requirements. Then they will move to the production. Then they are going to move to the production server. Who again is going to maintain the production server is again the client. That means any project, any module, first it will be developed, then move to UAT, then move to the production. Who is going to do all these things? What? The IT support team. That is the infra guys will be doing this along with the project manager.
Excuse me, Shri. This UAT full form?
User acceptance testing.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Very clear. So this is how it will. Once the production is done, then it's a client team to put it in live. So then they start using it. So how many servers are there? We need to understand 3 servers. Development server, who is going to maintain that? Our IT company. UAT server, the client company. Production server, the client company. Okay. So we don't have any access to the UAT or production server once it moves from development to UAT, right? Are you clear? Now, how this server is going to be? I'm just giving you an idea about it. A server is going to be divided into 5 sections. A server is going to be divided into 5 sections. The first 2 sections are going to be a public and protect. Means public means who are all the project team members are going to be having the access to this public. Means what is going to be stored there? documents. Similarly, there are some documents which are going to be accessible only by particular team members only. They are going to be stored in the product. So the first two sections are meant for what? Documents, storing the documents. So public means what? The whole project team can access. Product means what? Only the restricted people are going to get access. Then the next part is about the development team, where they're going to access this particular section, and the testing team will access this section, and the database team will be going to access this section of the same project. The whole three things we called as the project construction sections. Means the project is going to be stored. So like this, in a IT company, what are all the projects they are going to handle are going to be stored in the one server only. Means the more they may go with other servers, if the volume of the clients are more. So that means if you take any one of the project will be stored in this particular. You can see a thin line is there, means what? This is concerned to one project. And that project is going to be identified by its project is the naming standards. Like the infra team is going to define the naming standards. For example, they want to identify one project to other project, variation with one project to other project. First, they have a project ID. Then they will have each document you're going to store. Then the version of the document and the year of this particular project. Like that, for example, you take this example, Adu is one of the client. Here they are going to store this MS is a document we are going to handle, and the version is 1.0, and it is in 2000. That means all the data of this, all the information about this Adu project is going to be stored in this line. That means what is going to be stored here, where every project team member of Adu can access this is like user manuals, training manuals, and all these will be stored here. Everyone can access this, right? And in the protect part, where like SLA, service level agreement, billing documents, and all will be stored here. Is the billing is going to be known to each and every project member? No, right? Only the concerned people will know that. So it is stored in the restricted area. And all the development part where the development team is working on this Adu project will be stored in this particular development part. And the testing will be stored. Testing people will be accessing the testing part here. And the database guys will be holding the database part. So all these are going to be with respect to the Adu project. Now, as a business analyst, to which of these sections will be given access?
Everything, sir.
User manuals.
User manuals.
User manuals.
Till testing.
Testing. And if you are a
Database.
Database.
no, one second. Yeah, I'll tell you. Development, no question at development, no question at all. Are we involved in coding?
No.
No. If we are senior BA and if you are the part of the building and all, then we'll be given access in.
Then how do we track
product.
the development?
Database.
That is a what do you call the Excel sheet kind of thing. Okay, where we have our original file with us, and the proxy files will be with the other team members, and they are going to update their sheets, and we are going to update it to our sheet. That I'll tell you later. Okay, that is what we call ZARTM.
What is the difference between public and protect?
Public means restricted area where all documents are those documents just stored in protect can be accessible only by the concerned people who are involved in that particular activity. Service role agreement is every project member should know that. No, right? Only the project manager, the senior BA will be knowing that. Is the billing part of your project? Do we know that? Everyone knows that? No, right?
No.
Only the concerned people. Such document will be stored in protect. Take your user manuals. Every one of the project member can have that access, right?
Yes.
See, once you join a company, in IT company or any corporate company, they're going to provide you a laptop. For that, they'll take some 1 or 2 days, right? What they will do, they have to get the accessible file details from the project manager, and project manager will give them that these are the things to be given access to the particular resource. Accordingly, the infra guys, what they will do, they configure your laptop and give you that laptop to you. so that you can access only those things. You cannot go to access the other things. Clear?
Sir, one doubt. Why cannot the BA have the access to database?
If you are a technical guy and you are given a role of a techno-functional BA, then only you will be involved in the database. You understand? That means without knowledge in the database and you are not given premise, if you go and why you should give an access to the database? Means, do you have the skill set to address, create a file or delete a file or whatever it may be? No, right?
So,
our role is what? To capture information and communicate to the IT team. And
yes.
if you are a technological guy and if you are involved in the database design also, then you will be given access.
Okay, so the database involves technical aspect of the project.
Yeah. For example, you are a developer for last 8 years, and now you moved as a PA, that to techno-functional PA. That means you are going to have the skill set of database design, right? And if you are involved in database design, then you will be given access. Because if I want to create a table, I am going to access the database area. Clear?
But then user manuals are designed by BA only, right?
Yeah, we are designed, but we are going to design based on the inputs of all these guys, right?
Okay.
Got it?
Yes.
Yeah, there is one thing. If you don't mind, please, can you elaborate this naming standard nomenclature thing and the thin line here we were talking about?
Yeah, naming nature means what this is. Every project where you are going to store in the space, this is the space which is provided for this particular project. A thin line. The thin line means what? It may be in gigabytes or terabytes, right? So how this file is going to be accessed by some file name, right? See, in your computer, when you want to access today's presentation, what you will do, you'll give some name to it, right?
Correct.
You may give today's date, subject, what subject and all, and like that you're going to store in some folder, right? How
Correct.
you maintain this is what a naming standards. So if you take my particular way of naming standards, I'm going to use in this way. See, I use the day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6 for a regular days. And I may be using for this premium hours like week, day 1, week 1, day 2, week 20. This is what a naming standards which are given, right? Why we give the naming standards? So that I can easily go and access the particular file, right?
Right.
You understand? The way you name your notebooks, when you're going to have 3-4 subjects, you'll give a name to each book, right?
Correct.
So that's what a naming standards are. Clear?
Yes.
Now you can take a snapshot of this. Yes, Pradhumo?
Yeah, hi. Yeah, Sridhar, actually, my doubt is most of the times while seeing the requirement for the BA interviews, they specifically mention SQL is mandatory or sometimes like needed. So if I'm not wrong, SQL is basically for databases. Then how the BA is not related to database in that case?
Yes, that I will discuss. Separate data map. Why we should look into database? Why companies are asking database? I will tell you at the time, right? It is a valid question, but I am going to address you my training part. Okay.
Okay. Fine. Sure.
So I will take a snapshot of this.
Yes, Sridhar, what is this SLA billing? SLA, it is written.
Service level agreement is one part. Billing is another part.
And what is UAT server? UAT?
User acceptance testing server, where the client is going to test the product what we have delivered. Okay.
So in naming standards, D is
the full form of SLA.
Come again.
In naming standards, V is the version and D is the date.
Which year?
Yeah,
like
thank you.
See, here I mentioned in D only year. If someone may say that they want to say that year like this. Then they have to give this as not 2K. They have to give it as 2022. Got it? Whatever the way we define the naming standards, similarly the file will be there.
It
Clear?
all depends on the company's standard.
Yeah, company standard. They have their own structure.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
What is SLA? Can you please repeat?
Service level agreement. It's an understanding between you and the team and the client.
Service?
Service level agreement. Agreement.
Sir, I'm having a clarification. Can a BA be working on more than one project at a time?
You don't say project on one module.
Module.
Okay. See, generally how it happens, you may finish one project and the project moves to maintenance. Okay. Then you will be given a new project and that project also will be taken care of. But not more than one may be a running project, other may be a maintenance project, but not more than two.
Okay.
Okay. See, generally, certain junior level BAs may be used in more than one project as a shared resource. What do you mean shared resource? On need basis, they will attend.
Accesses.
Okay. So, first to morning hour, they will be working on one project. Afternoon hour, they will be working on another project. In between, they will be getting one more high priority project. They will stop that and work on this one. So, they are going to be used in different projects. The shared resource will be assigned to 2 or 3 projects. Mostly these guys will be of junior level because their services are going to be used for what purpose? Documentation. Clear?
Okay. Clear. Thank you.
So one small understanding, like all these things is like a storage for like public protect. All these things are like stored in one some place, and BA will be given access to public and testing, right?
Correct. Public and testing 100%.
Okay.
Sorry. And if you are involved, see the way you partition your hard disk, right? C drive, D drive, E drive, F drive.
Yes, sir.
Similar kind of thing, right?
Okay. Thank you.
Now, working in a project. Okay. In a project, what are the things we need to take care? We are more in the communication part. If you are going to send a mail to your client or your stakeholder, and upon the importance of the particular inputs, whatever may be the communication, you better have a phone call to the concerned stakeholder that you have sent a mail. Once you have done this, means what? That shows the importance of the communication. Okay, it's a best practice. So whenever you feel that particular communication is very important, follow up by a phone call. And you are the one who's going to the point of contact, means you are the face of the client. If you are going to communicate a particular communication, and if you are in the to address, we have to give the acknowledge at unique cost. Immediately we have to give the acknowledge. If you are in CC, no need. Because who has to reply, who has to address the particular mail? The two people, right? If I send a mail to you, you have to give me an acknowledgement. Yes, I have received it, or noted, or recorded, whatever the way. If you don't have an answer, take some buffer time and say that I'll get back to you. I'll let you clear. And all project mails, with respect to the concerned project where we are involved, we have to copy our project manager because he is the boss of it. Boss means he is the head of it. He needs to know what sort of communication happened to you and the other stakeholders so that he can track the communication. If suppose the project is deviating, he can put a query and he can get it back to the track. So he should be there in any sort of a communication between you and the other stakeholders. So all project mails will be copied to the project manager, even though he is not there in the discussion. Decisions will be taken by the project manager, and what we have to do is we should follow them. He says that this is today you have a meeting, and in the meeting around 4 stakeholders are involved. Maybe a project stakeholder or a business stakeholder, whoever maybe. And your team said that by the next week, I'm going to provide these are the tasks will be done. So they'll note down in the minutes of meeting. So, for example, a solution architect said he's going to provide the so thing by next 2 days. Another database designer says that he's going to provide by next 4 days. And then you take this designer has said that he's going to provide the design by next 2 days. So these are the things we are going to be recorded. And what we are going to take, we have to do as a BA, make sure that the next 2 days designer is ready with that particular design or not. Make sure that the architect has completed that particular architecture by the next 3 days or not. So we need to keep follow up. If suppose the designer says that he's going to give me on the day 2, for example, today is 21st, he said he's going to give the design by 23rd. Tomorrow morning again, I had to put a reminder that where is your work stands. I had to follow up. Because by 23rd evening, if I go and ask, he said that he gives some excuse, will it affect the project? Yes, right?
Yes, sir.
So we need to do what? Thorough follow-ups. We need to do what? Thorough follow-ups. Decisions will be taken by the project manager and we need to follow them. This is how where our skill set is. This is how will put us in upward than the other person. Our strength and our selling point is the follow-up. And if any resources are involved in a discussion of a mail, then copy that mail to the resource as well. If suppose you and I are talking or communicating each other on a particular input. For example, I and Aditya is discussing on a particular project where Alpna project is also involved in that. So we have discussed her module also, but she is not there in the call. But once your discussion is done and we have taken some decision, we have to document that particular decision, discussion, whatever happened, and pull Alpna in the CC. The reason why, down the line, when she come across this particular module, she has the information what the decision has taken. Are you clear, all of you?
Yes.
Even though that resource is not there in the communication, in the discussion happened, but her module is involved in that, she has to be copied there. Got it? Okay. So these are the things we need to take care. And the reasons of a project failure. Many of us will see that the project may be in failure. What could be the reasons? One is improper requirements gathering. If the project is failed just because of improper requirements gathering, who will be responsible?
Yeah.
100%, right?
Yes.
Next. If the project is failed because of continuous change in requirements.
BA.
No, client.
But why the client hired you? You have to guide him, right? I said in the beginning, the BA is like a mother, the client is like a baby. If baby do some mistakes, the mother keeps quiet. No, right? Both. The mother is also will be blamed, right? So, client and the BA. Because BA client will say that why I hired you, you have to guide me, right? I may be throwing all the change requests, you have to tell me whether this change request is required or not. How can you blame me? Client and the BA both are responsible. Lack of user involvement. Who is the user? Who is the user? Who is going to use the
Client.
Client team.
Clients, you.
All the stakeholders.
Project
right?
manager. Yeah.
Stakeholders. User is the one who is going to use our product, right? Whatever we build. If the stakeholders are not involved in the development part, and they generally, the stakeholders will be, their involvement will be high in the initial level. Again, they will disappear in the between, and finally they'll come into the picture at the last. And then they'll simply say that who asked you to do this? There ends the matter, right? So, stakeholders' involvement, if it is not 100%, there may be chances of failure. That's the reason today that much of success of Scrum process. Wherein the Scrum process, the stakeholder presence is there throughout the project. Without stakeholder, there is no process. Okay. Next, lack of executive support. Who is responsible?
Product manager.
Project manager.
Development team.
Project manager and BA.
No.
IT team.
Yeah, IT kind of thing.
Business stakeholders.
See, for
Developers,
example, yeah,
support from developers.
not developers. For example, let me tell you one thing. We have done the project and we are supposed to give the live demo to the client sitting across the globe. And we have started the demonstration. Finally, network got failure. Is that particular project is success or failure? That particular deliverables?
So it's not failure. It's related to
That means that means at that particular time, client is ready with all these team members and we are giving a demonstration. Suddenly, network got failure. Is it a particular point is failure or success?
Loss of data.
Failure. Is it because of a development team? No, right?
Yes. No.
It is because of the infra guys. Am I right?
Yeah.
Because they are unable to
So can you explain?
handle it. See, right now you and I are taking the session, right? Suddenly the network was failure for me. Can I continue this session?
No.
That means immediately you will raise the query that this is a session is not happened between we have got our time waste and blah blah blah, right? I am available and you are available, but I am unable to take up the call because of my network
issue.
Correct. So this is a support, executive support. Similarly, you are in a project and your notice period is 1 month. One of your project member has put the papers today. And that that particular member involvement is very critical in the project. And to get the knowledge transfer from the particular member and give it to the new member, it needs 20 days time. 20 days time to get the knowledge transfer, right? Now, once the project team member has put the papers, what the project manager has to do, he is going to raise the request to the HR guy and say that I need a resource by the next week. Why? Because his notice period is 30 days. So in 7 days, if I get a resource, I can get the knowledge transfer of 20 days, right? Followed. If the HR guy is unable to provide me the resource in the next 7 days, if he provide me somewhere around 28 days, 20 days after, will that resource who's going to leave will stay after 30 days?
No.
What about the knowledge transfer?
It won't be done.
None. Will it affect the project?
Third-party stakeholder.
Yes. It will affect the project.
Yes.
Project, right? So, is it because of the project manager? No, right? Is it because of the development team? No, right? It is because of the HR guys.
So they're more of like a third-party stakeholders.
Third party means they are the team who is supporting our IT projects, our HR guys, our network guys.
Yes.
And for example, you one of the resources sent to the client location immediately by Tuesday. Who has to do this? The project manager will rise to whom?
Project manager.
HR.
The project manager will rise to the HR or the logistic or some other travel desk, someone, right? So they'll rise to HR, HR rise to travel desk, and travel desk has to arrange the visa, blah blah blah. If they are unable to arrange that, if that resource is not traveled to the client location in time, will it affect the project? Right?
Yes.
So is it because of these guys only? We call them as executive support with respect to the project, right? And unrealistic expectations if the project gets failure. Who is responsible?
BA.
Client.
No, it's BA.
BA.
Not